guys, my name is Sumrit, and today we got Harmony here with us. She is a renowned fashion influencer, social entrepreneur, and she's the owner of Harmony HK.
Yes, correct.
So welcome to our podcast room.
Thank you.
Fashion, like you've been doing fashion for like years. Like what pushed you to that industry? Because it's a really broad thing, fashion.
Yeah, I mean, what pushed me to fashion? I think one thing I felt like I was just born to do modeling. I just felt like modeling is something that has been existing in my life forever. Mm-hmm. So even if when you look at my photo when I was a baby, I never stand up straight. I always posing. Right. But then I think when I came to Hong Kong, I always wanted to do modeling, but the fact that I just looked different was a bit hard. Mm-hmm. But then I started first doing fashion show in in high school. Fashion show, they used to organize fashion show. Mm-hmm. Actually, I went to EK, and then my teacher was like, oh, my daughter's organizing something. And in addition to that, my friend Sahara, her sister Sadia, was doing fashion in HKU space, so I was like one of the models, and I think that was kind of the first startup that just took me. But fashion is something that has been existing in my life, so yeah.
So do you think in Hong Kong, because you've been in Hong Kong for like long time,
9 years in
Hong Kong. So do you feel like there's a big industry in Hong Kong?
No,
not a big one.
No, right? Hong Kong. I mean, when we look at China, we can talk about it's big in China, Shanghai, Shenzhen. But I think that the fashion industry in Hong Kong is not really big, and we know that Hong Kong is a financial hub,
right?
So it's a place for finance, but when it comes to fashion and culture, it's something that's kind of lagging a bit behind. But we're trying to push it out there.
Right.
So we are pushing it out there, but I think people are kind of opening up. There's a little bit there, but then we can compare it when we look at Paris, New York, or London. We can't say that like Hong Kong is the hub for finance, not fashion.
But what is lacking in Hong Kong, like in your personal opinion, like because you know the Hong Kong, you understand the market in the fashion industry. What do you think is lacking over here? Is it the awareness? Is it the knowledge? Like, what is it that you personally think?
I mean, we say Hong Kong is international. That's when we are talking about it in terms of we're talking in terms of like finance. It goes back again. Right. But then when it comes to arts and culture, like we say, oh, it's diverse, but then it's not inclusive, it's not appreciated. A lot of people are talented, not everybody want to be working in finance, you know. So what is lacking here is like an appreciation of culture, of our differences. For example, Indian, Pakistan, we know they exist, but then that appreciation to acknowledge these people, it's kind of missing out, you know. So that's what I would say. And fashion,
So that's the main thing you're trying to achieve.
To appreciate culture, to bring the culture out there, to celebrate our differences, and this is what makes us different and unique. So to celebrate our differences in Hong Kong in terms of fashion and arts.
So let's shift a little bit towards your fashion show. So it's going to be in 15 August. Finger crossed.
Yes.
I really hope it.
No virus. Yeah.
So like, why you want to host your own fashion show? Like, what inspires? It's not. I bet like it must have started from you. Yeah. But you need a team as well.
Yes.
You need the right people, right places, and everything. So how do you get a plan, like from the first one to fourth now, right? How did it start? Can you tell me like some background about it?
I mean, it actually started from a personal issue. Like I've been modeling in Hong Kong for about 4 years now. 2 years of me just building my portfolio, and 2 years I would say I was considered professional. So during that 4 years, I've realized there's a lack of diversity in Hong Kong. There's a lack of there's a lack of diversity, and I've met people that look like me from India, Pakistan, and that was born and raised in Hong Kong, and they don't feel like included in Hong Kong society. We don't usually have a platform because of where we are from, and because we are categorized as ethnic minority in the way. So I went to EK, which is a pretty ethnic minority and local school here. So I went through this school. It's just my life in Hong Kong, what I've faced in general. It's kind of inspired me to start my own fashion show. Obviously, I'm not working alone. I have 12 people in my team, 5 advisors, and 7 core member team. So going through what I've gone through in Hong Kong, I've been rejected a lot of times because my skin color, and I think I kind of got an inspiration from that. There's main 3 reasons which I keep on saying is like, I've been born. I was raised in Hong Kong, so I realized there's a lack of platform for people like us to showcase our talent. And secondly, most of the time we were represented on media very negatively. Oh, Chuking mentioned there's a fight. This Indian group and Pakistani are fighting, and this become the main thing, and that's how people get to categorize us. And I wanted to kind of switch that a little bit. And thirdly, I wanted to be an inspiration for women of color, that are being born in Hong Kong. So these are the main two reasons kind of just made me be able to create this thing. One of the reasons why I do fashion, because like I come from a fashion world, and I wanted to use my platform, to kind of change that perspective. We can bring a positive news. It doesn't always have to be like, oh my God, Hong Kong people suck. I don't think so. When we kind of look, we kind of go back behind, we see it's like, it's a kind of also a lack of exposure to different culture, races getting to know each other. It's also, I feel like it was my responsibility to kind of teach them who I am, instead of them learning it from media and what people are interpreting about us. So this was the kind of main reason that I wanted to create it. And I have an amazing team that I'm working with, and I think one of the main reasons Harmony HK tend to be stable and keep on going, being sustainable until now, is because of my team member. We are a group of we have 2 Filipino, 1 Pakistani, 2 Chinese, and 1 Nepali. So it's like everybody.
Very mixed and diverse.
It's very diverse, and our advisors are from Australia, Russia, American, Indian, Hong Kong. So it's a group of everybody, and the fact that we are all having the same goal, we know what we want to achieve, and this is something that we care from the bottom of our heart. We just want to be part of the Hong Kong society, because we see Hong Kong as our home. So we need to create something for our own to represent ourselves. I'm calling myself a Hong Kong girl, so this is what I'm trying to give in a society.
Wow, that's inspiring. Because that's big. I mean, a lot of people want to do it, but everyone has an idea.
Yeah.
But it's like execution. You're doing it for the 4th time.
Yes.
It's not like first time something fresh. You already have the experience.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's very big.
And I think whenever people ask me, how were you able to do that? I have the idea.
Right.
You need to have the right team.
Exactly.
Without the right team, I just love my team. I'm obsessed with them. So everybody does an amazing thing in the team. Everybody bring the idea, work on that. So having the right team, it kind of just push you move forward.
So what was the biggest challenge, when you're hosting for these so many events? What was the biggest challenge you faced?
Oh. So many.
So many. Maybe you give me the top biggest one.
The challenges. Okay. I mean, there's firstly finding, because obviously to host a fashion show you need to have sponsor, partner, collaborator, and I feel lucky and very fortunate that when I talk to people, they get my idea and they're willing to sponsor, like Ethan, just one of our biggest supporter.
Right.
And I think just organizing. I mean, the main challenge is part of organizing, bringing it out there, and those are the things that goes behind the curtain that people don't see. Those are the main challenges that we get to kind of have to deal with. Who to bring on board. How do we bring it out there, the theme, all those kind of things. It's just thing that goes behind the scene, but we always tackle it with the right team, but the challenge, those are kind of the challenges. Staying overnight, my team were up until 4 a.m. out last night just working on these things. It's mostly, we're just trying to make sure we are able to provide something beautiful and well organized and sophisticated. I'm
sure you will. I'm sure, because if you're working hard, if you have the right people, you have the mindset.
Yes, we have the same mindset, so that's the best.
So what is your target? So now you have the 4th one.
Yeah.
Gonna come up, right?
Yeah.
What's your aim? What is your goal for
My
that?
aim for Harmony HQ to be well recognized in Hong Kong as a company, a social enterprise, an agency that stands for diversity and inclusion, which goes back to our tagline, which is think diversity. It goes back. We want people to see us not to pity us, but to see us as some people that add value in the society. So we want us to be well represented as a think diversity brand, you know what I mean? And our model agency to be well established and be well represented out there. So that's also one of our main target.
Because even in Hong Kong, there's a lot of people who are into fashion, but they don't know where to start. They don't know how to start it, where should I aim for, how to connect the people. What would you suggest to that people? What do you advise? to the youth, maybe it's mostly like ethnic minorities who are really into fashion.
Yeah.
Like, what would you give? What advices would you give it to them?
I mean, like, it comes literally. I mean, I tell this to every model. Like, you need to have confidence. The way you carry yourself is what people buy. If you don't carry yourself in a certain way, people are not gonna buy that.
Right.
And I think having confidence, believing in yourself, and knowing what you want to get. When I studied Harmony HK, I knew what I wanted, but I wasn't sure what I was doing. But then I think I've learned through that what to. It's okay, you know.
Right.
Bring it out there. But I think the main key that I tell people is like just having confidence. Confidence is the main thing that you'll be able to go out, and no matter what is it, you just always have to give it a try and make sure that when you're going to represent yourself, you are ready and prepared. It goes back again. Just be able to have that strong confidence and represent yourself in the way people will be like, oh my God, I want that person.
Be yourself.
Yeah, just be yourself. Like,
right.
That's the main key. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. You know what I mean? Because like, it's never gonna work. Yeah, be who you are. That's what I've been doing, and that's what I tell my mothers and everybody in my team. Like, don't try to fake it here. Just do you. Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, because a lot of minority kids in Hong Kong, right? Like, they have like challenges with the environment.
Yeah.
Like, they want to be themselves.
Yeah.
But sometimes the society doesn't give you that opportunity to be yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, not gonna be stereotyping it.
Yeah.
But it happens. But it's good. Like, we found our way. Like, you found a way.
Yeah.
We, like me as a host, I'm trying to find a way to connect different people in minority together. You find it through fashion.
Yeah.
That's big. Like, we can do so much because you have an aim to make a world. With that. So if you know, you can get it, right?
I mean, one of the things also like we are a platform for ethnic minority and refugee, and it's not only limited to that. It also goes to diversity. It's not only refugee and ethnic minority, but it's also welcoming all races. But we welcome people that are passionate, like, because like when we have casting, one of the things that we welcome everybody, kind of all gender, races, and all that. It's like we give opportunity for people that come over. You see the potential in people that are passionate about something. We are willing to work with those kind of people to kind of help them to kind of reach furthermore, because like not everybody you see first time, you're not professional enough, but then there's a potential in you and your passion, and with Harmony HK we are willing to work with those people to kind of like elevate, work on them.
Perfect. I mean, I wish you all the very best. But I'm going to see you at the event as well.
Yes.
So everyone, check out our link and Harmony HK Instagram, Facebook, every social media.
Yes.
And the link for the event is going to be up really soon.
Yes.
And please check it out and make sure get the ticket and check it out.
Yes.
And thank you, Harmony. Thank you for
No worries.
taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Great.